Hey everyone, welcome to the Round 8 fan cams. After the Blues get done by the Lions, 15 goals, 10-100 to 11 goals, 874. Just another painful experience, to be quite honest. I dare someone to come on tonight and say that it was only 4 goals. I dare him. Someone, please come and tell me that it was only 4 goals. A bitterly disappointing performance. And the purpose of the fan cams is to have you guys, the fans, come in, say your piece about the game, share your thoughts, and we'll go from there. But that was fucking dog shit. Absolute shit house. Anyway, we're going to start shortly. Stand by. I'm going to put the link in the chat shortly. I've got a few people waiting, and I don't know where this will go. Let's have a look. Hey, Pommy.
Are you going? Are you right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speechless.
I took some notes because honestly, I know I have my moments as a wordsmith, but they've sucked any words that I can think. But I mean, what you saw tonight, from a tactical, a structural point of view, from an execution point of view, it kind of is a great simile for the culture of the club. We talk about that a lot. And it feels at times that after last week, we said this week, we would know. We would know if that meant anything, if Voss was telling the truth, they were out of form. And the culture of this club just seems from top to bottom, it's a festering losing mentality. It seeps its way from the very top, them dudes who spent $1 million at the fucking winery, right down to the bottom, us, you, me, wonderful chat. And you see it at fan level because we give them exactly what we want, a fractured fan base and a loss that fights and bickers, which then opens a door to the club to distract us with a soppy little post or something that, something that's going on in a player's life that kind of distracts us from reality. But at the end of the day, you see a group of players now that are feeding off this energy, and their zip and their endeavour and their creativity is pulled away at the very seams. Even at a fan base level, they want to subdue even the fans. And it's got to the stage that the game's already lost. When you see a post about 90k fans, the whole culture of our club is revealed. Instead of honouring the past of 16 flags, it's talk about winning flags. And we've got 90k members, which means we've got revenue. And it's simple stuff, Terry, every week, hitting targets, uncontested targets, 20 metres away, running your defensive leading patterns, running your attacking leading patterns, getting in front of the ball as a small fucking forward to get the scrubs. It's standard football that your average 120 kg footballer in country football, 8 beers deep, is executing today. And it's simple errors that cost us time and time again. And a club that spouts about its great history, its great lineage, has now become a great result for 17 clubs in the land. And all you've got to do to beat us over the last 4 years is execute a little bit of pressure, play some simple football. And we've gone from history makers to laughingstock, Terry. And yeah. I'm not surprised now, and I don't think anyone else is. We get excited and we get caught up in the joys. And you know what? People will criticize fans who do that. But love it or hate it, that shows that this fan base cares, that it's loyal, and that all it is striving for is winning. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, sport is about winning. It's not about money, because the economics of football are simple. You win, you make money. But when we play a top six side, we are brought back down to earth. It looks like they don't give a shit about how they want to win. Even the way they set up structurally, Terry, is so they don't get beaten too bad. It's safe. And that has become a safe word. And we're probably going to hear in the press conference learnings, fucking we're going to get better. But some of these players have been in 7 years, Terry, in the system. Some of them are still blazing away with handballs, that negative mentality as soon as pressure comes, the basic skills. And they get caught up in their own logic. They get caught up in their own fallacies. There'll be sound bites about learning tomorrow, Terry. And the problem is everything is distracting from being accountable. Being accountable, owning it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You saw Voss having a go at Mackay and Kerner, who ironically were the only two to kick a goal in 70 minutes of football at that point. And it's little things like that. And you know what hurts me the most? What really fucking hurts me the most? It's always the turnovers and the basic stuff. But we have a culture now in the last 20 years that bad people hired to do hard jobs, favours called upon to get people into the club, players given way too much money, way too early, heroes made before they've even become AFL average. And we've become a brand club, not a football club. And you know what hurts me the most? And I can say this with the most education possible. We are a football club that, in my opinion, rivals the great clubs in the UK with proper fans who are passionate and ferocious and love their club. And we fucking rival that. I'm telling you now, the heat and the energy that you guys and girls bring. And you know what? It's not fucking reciprocated. And we are now a product of our environment. Bad people in bad positions, and it's filtered down. And you know what? We're at a stage now where you've got to start looking at the players as well as the fucking coaches. The whole equal ball is fucked. Fucked beyond recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still trying to find this high performance that we brought into the club, this culture of high performance, this standard of high performance. One of the weirdest moments of tonight, I don't know the last time I've seen Carlton supporters leave at 3/4 time. Like, you've got to go back. I don't even know 2018 how many times we saw that. And I think Durds kicks a goal in the fourth. The margin's 19, and it actually made me angrier because in the moment I felt like we were losing by 10 goals. I felt like we were being dominated, and all of a sudden I started hearing it's only a 3 or 4 goal game. Oh, at least it didn't blow out to 10 goals. And that kept infuriating me more. And it's crazy. It's crazy what pressure does to this group. And you're just left with this unknown, like where is it going wrong? Where is it going wrong? Why is there no progression?
You know, people talk about sports psychology, and sports psychology is the biggest fugazi in sport. When you actually go to a sports psychologist, it's not fucking like going to the psychiatrist because you're addicted to alcohol or because you've had a bereavement. It's quite simple, basic shit. It's relearning your cognitive functions that you would have learned as a kid. Because when do you learn? How do you learn how to deal with pressure? Think as a normal human being. Your parents, probably a role model, a female role model, if you're or a male role model, someone quite strong, and then probably from trial and error, you learn, and you're either good at pressure or you're not good at pressure. You can't really be taught it. But you look, Terry, since 2015, since Bolton came in, the group of players have always been in and about in games, and they've always got run over when it's got a little bit tough, and it's started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you're seeing a guy like Wheatering. I don't want to pick on Wheatering because he saved us. He's saved us so many times, so many games. So has Harry Mackay. He saved us and won us games. But you actually see what this is doing to them. Wheatering can't even take a mark with no fucking people around him. He can't hit a target 20 meters with no one around him. That is starting to get it. And you know what? It's tough because this fan base is beautiful. Like, honestly, the job that I have for you guys and girls is the best job in the world. But who are they going to, Terry? Like, who are they going to? Because Voss at the moment is handling pressure worse than Teague. Like, every time I see him talk now, there was a great little thing. I watched it, and I don't often watch the pre-game. talk because it actually makes me vomit in my mouth. Bolton actually broke me. I can't listen to it. But there was a great facet. Voss said it's going to be a really great challenge against a really good team. Do you know how Fagan responded? Fagan goes, we can't wait to play another big game in Melbourne City and we can't wait to show what we're about. Wording. He was on about winning. Voss is like, almost like, he's got on extras on the fucking new Matrix movie. Oh, it'd be a good opportunity to sit next to Keanu and I can sit there like the big ginger fridge that I am. Like, what, Terry, what is going on, mate? Like, what is going on? And you know what really hurts me is this game was St Kilda. You saw the first half. These boys were working so hard. And I had a question on the live with my fans, with the fans watching. And I said, we're going to learn a lot about these boys because it's like St Kilda where they were really good. They couldn't win, but they couldn't get the score. They couldn't get the scoreboard pressure. Are they going to be, let's get in here and win this ugly? Can they do it? Do they have the cojones? Because last week, everyone had a good game pretty much. But then what happens? Brisbane executed basics. Fucking Cripper forgets to handball, gets caught holding the ball. And then suddenly the ball goes straight down the other end. Bang, goal. And you saw every player in Carlton's team mentally give up. Nick Newman walking as Charlie Cameron sprints into the goal. Wheatering did it to Hipwood. Walked to the contest as he sprint. Psychologically, they switched off. And you know what? Kudos to the fans that walked out today. Because if Ed Kerno said, we listen, we hear you, if that's not a fucking message to 23 gentlemen today, I don't know what the fuck is a message. Because I've never seen Carlton walk out en masse. Look like a fucking morgue at the end of the game.
Yeah. I haven't seen that before. I haven't seen that I haven't seen it like that for a long time. Yeah.
Mate,
We're trying to win.
Excuses. Do you know what I mean? We'll make excuses. Do you know what I mean? We'll make excuses. Are they fit enough? Well, all the GPS starter numbers since round one have been in the top half of the AFL. So if anything, we're overfit. And what's happened? And it's safe, Terry. Everything's safe. Everything is safe about this club. We are too scared to fucking do anything as a football club. We dropped Fisher, right? We dropped Fisher. Okay. You make a statement. Where was that statement last week, though? And what's going to be this week? And that is what annoys me. Why can't we just come out and say we were shit? We were not good enough. What happens? Because surely the players know, don't they? Like, I'm sick of teams going above us. I remember losing to Brisbane and being told we were the next two big teams. They're a mile away. They're a mile away from us because I don't even think they played 5 out of 10 today. I think they played about 5.5 out of 10, Brisbane. They just executed bare minimum to beat Carlton. And that's worrying. Put a little bit of pressure on. Yeah, game over.
Just want to bring this to your attention. Vossi has said in his press conference that he couldn't have asked for more effort.
Oh, fuck off, Voss, man. Lee Matthews would have grabbed your head and rammed it through the whiteboard. He was a ruthless bastard. And this is what I mean. Like, what's happened to Voss round one last year when we beat Richmond, who said he wasn't happy with the third quarter of how Richmond broke our transition defence, to now 30 points is okay. Like, have a bit of accountability, because at the end of the day, Vossi, it's your mortgage. It's your kids' private school funds. Because it won't be these players. And you know what? The players, they need to be microscoped. Because how many coaches are they going to fall in love with and betray on the field? Because that's not Voss basic kicking skills. That's them. Yes, they have no idea what they're doing. But if you've got a kicking game plan with these fucking guys, well, fuck me. Like, I've seen Sauce. I've seen Cripps. They can do kick to kick. But honestly, that kick Wheatering did that got turned over to Sam Doherty and that ball back in that was a goal. If my sons did that to me, I'd never fucking play with them in the back garden ever again. I would actually say that's it. It's an embarrassment that I've got to stand here and chase the ball. It's embarrassing, Terry. We're a proud club, man. Proud club.
No, we're not a proud club on the field anymore.
No, but we are.
No, we're not.
No, we are as a fan base, Terry. Like,
Yeah.
sack this off. The monogram means pish. Everything means pish. The real monogram is us, our heart and soul, our heart and soul. We are what this club is. That's not what we are. That's not a reflection of us. That's a reflection of what you're told to think. And it's a disgrace, Terry. It is a disgrace. Voss, the coaches, the players, they need to own up because they're not near the level. Look at every other team that has rose above us this year. All the teams are rising above us. And we're average. 45k, like Eduardo says. 90k, Terry. 90k members. We've gone up again. How much faith and love can you give these guys? They were literally men versus boys in that third. Men versus boys. And in the fourth, they switched off. And we got a couple of cheapies. It's not good enough, Terry. You deserve better.
Yeah.
I deserve better. You know what? There's people here who have upgraded their memberships. Like, everyone deserves better. And it's okay. Do you know why? Because they're paid 6 figures to handle a bit of pressure from a chubby pom getting upset. That's why they get 6 fucking figures. Right? That's why. They get a lot of money. Right? If they're upset now, fuck me. When you hear rebuild again, it's game over, man. It's game over. Can I tell you what? If it doesn't happen now, sack Voss. I couldn't give a fuck. Who are you bringing in? You've got to change the whole thing top to bottom, Terry. I'm talking Luke Sayers. I'm talking bringing novelty ex-players back for banter. I'm talking having stupid little rules. You've only got to go back to every Carlton AFL little fan questionnaire, and you've got dickheads talking about what's membership retention and where can we have parking and shit like that. That is the focus the club wants. They handpick them questions because they don't want to talk about the football. And why don't they want to talk about the football? Because it's about money, Terry. There's too many fucking businessmen there. And it's reflecting on the players, mate, now. It's reflecting on the players. They're playing like businessmen. Guys that have got their roles at stake, not their fucking careers. I'll tell you what, Cripper goes and plays for Eagles. Fucking Harry goes and plays for Melbourne. I bet they fucking find form straight away. Look at Stocker. He was there 5 seconds. He's found a little bit of form. Setterfield's found a bit of form because the focus was on their careers, not somewhere else.
Yeah. Mate, thank you. I'm going to move on because we've got to get through a lot of people. No, it's fine.
I need you to do this. Otherwise,
I enjoyed that. That was great.
I'll punch my cat. And I don't even have a cat, so fuck knows what I'm punching. Anyway, chat, I love you. Stick fat. We're in this together. We are in this together. I love you all. Peace out. Don't let the fuckers ruin your weekend. Promise. Please don't.
See you, Pom. See you on the player ratings.
Can't wait to give ones.
See you, mate. We'll go with the $80. Wow. Says, tearing up my membership next time Kennedy's a sub. I think Kennedy might have been in our top 3 players tonight, and he played a quarter and a bit, whatever it was. The Booze Hound with 5 says, unpopular opinion. We didn't handball enough. We didn't do a lot enough tonight. Thank you, brother. Guys, those of you who are in the waiting room, I've just put the link in the comments. If you are driving, I'm not going to get you on. If you have darkness, I'm also not going to get you on. Please, just happy to wait until you get home and get yourselves in some light. Faz.
Terry.
Hey, mate.
I won't ask how you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprisingly calm, which is not a good thing, because I went over to Perth last week and watched it, and I was walking out back to the hotel, and my wife said to me, she goes, "Why are you a bit down?" And I said, because that just didn't feel right, because that's not us. Tonight was us. And that's why I felt calm, because I just kind of knew it was going to happen, and yeah, I don't know. I maybe we're just ordinary. I don't know. Maybe it's just as simple as that.
We are definitely ordinary. But
Yeah.
I can accept losing. I can.
Yeah.
What I fail to accept is the lack of progression year after year. That's what I fail to accept.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And I think I made a tweet before about talking about the list, and a lot of people come back, and opposition supporters as well, like the people I work with, say, your list is great, you know, Harry, Charlie, Cripps, Walsh, Weeders. Then they stop. And I said, there's 40 players on a list, not 5. And I think we have so much reliance on those top-end players, and they're great. But the minute they're down, and they've been down all season, we just don't have the other players to catch up. Your Cherry's had a great year, which is awesome to see. But we are so... Every team's got stars. Every single team. From West Coast and North Melbourne all the way to Brisbane, every team's got A-grade stars. It's your middle and lower tier players that make a difference. And we just simply haven't found a way to get them to the next level.
But our stars don't perform.
Well,
Which is our
yeah,
stars.
that's exactly right. Like,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
But look,
like Chera, I would say Chera performed
Yeah.
tonight. I would say,
for sure.
I'm being genuine now. Chera, out of the stars, which leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
Have we overrated these players? These stars of
100%.
ours? Yeah.
100%. And as great as Cripps was winning the Brownlow, awesome, fantastic, he had a great year. We do. Harry Mackay, and I've said it, he won the Coleman, but what's he doing? And please, people are going to jump down my throat, but what's he doing that was any different to what Levi Casbolt did for us when he was there? Great marks up the ground, 10 marks a game, but struggling to convert. We have genuinely overrated some of our players, and that's fine. That's our prerogative as supporters to do that. But I will say this: look at Brisbane tonight. I didn't think Lockie Neal was at his best. I didn't think Joe Danaher was at his best. But their next level players stood up. Cripps wasn't at his best. Who stood up? You know, Chera obviously, but he's had a great season. There's just too many of those bottom tier players that are just not giving us the same. And small forwards, positions, whatever you want to say, anything less than 10 disposals is just not good enough. It's simply not good enough at AFL level. Look at, and I know he's a gun player, but look at Zach Bailey. He kicked 4 goals as a small forward. You know, like, come on.
2 or 3 of them were gifted to him. Handed right to him.
Yeah, and that doesn't help. But and I'll use what you said before. I can handle losing. I've got no issues with losing. I've grown up watching losing. But to kick 1 goal in the second and third quarter combined, I can't handle that. Those of you know, I watch every game with my dad. We sit there and watch every game. And every game he leaves and says, mate, I'm not sad for me. I've seen the premierships. He goes, I'm just sad for you. Every game he says the same thing. I'm not sad for me. I've seen the flags, but I'm sad for you. And that's horrible. So,
now what?
Now what? Simple. We get through tonight. We see our families over the weekend. We do what we need to do, and we're back here again next week. Simple as that. But what else? What else can you do? You can't change the list. You just got to now. What we're back. We just back the team in, and hopefully that they make the changes they need to do, and move on, and we're back here next week. But yeah,
the inevitability returns. Faz.
Well, yeah, it does. Look, what I will say to everyone, and I am starting to understand, and I've been quite positive, but they're not going to sack Voss. We know they're not going to sack Voss. No matter what happens between now, he'll get the year. So you can get that out of your thought process about sacking Voss. It's not going to happen. So we just got to just get there and, I don't know, just ride it and hope, which is a filthy, disgusting word. Almost, I hate that almost as much as potential, but hope that it just turns.
Love it. Love your work, Faz. Thanks for joining, mate.
Nah, love you, mate. Anytime. See you, buddy.
See you later. Sayaf,
Hey, bro.
you're in the passenger seat, right?
Yeah, correct. Not driving, bro. Don't worry.
Just like the rest of those blokes on the field today. Bunch of
That's
passengers.
it, mate. That's it. You good, bro? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've just realized, not realized, I've known it, but every year there's that new bit of hope that we're going to do something special at the start. And that died inside a few weeks ago, I think. And then now it's just like, fuck off. The whole lot of them, fuck off. It's just like, all right, we're in for another one of these years again. Just another one of those, what could have been, what should have been, what would have been. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, again, we saw it coming, man. We knew they were going to come out against West Coast and make everyone happy again. But like majority of the fan base said, if they didn't back it up against Brisbane, it didn't mean shit. Just a reactive club, man.
Yeah.
No proactivity at all whatsoever. First quarter, man, they give us a little bit of hope. I'm like, all right, they're playing quicker footy. We look all right. Less than a goal down. But you can't go from kicking 5 goals, man, in a quarter to kicking 1 goal in 2 whole quarters against a team who's obviously going to be in the top 4, top 6 end of the year. Just won't cut it, man. And the next 5 weeks don't get easier. They've shown us absolutely nothing to give them any backing whatsoever this year. And for the first time, like, I understand, man, when it was 2018, 19, 20, we knew, like, we were going through the early stages of a rebuild. And when we had performances like this, it wasn't expected, but it was, you know, you could accept it because you knew there was work to do. But there's just no excuse now. Like, that's it. There's no excuse now, and there's no way to explain what they dish up now, like what they dished up against St Kilda, what they dished up tonight. There's just nothing. There's nothing you can say to make it okay or to justify it.
Yeah.
Like, where do you go from here? The next 5 weeks are going to be a nightmare, bro.
They are. They are. The good sides punish us. They always have, and they probably always will. It seems, unless some sort of a breakthrough is coming. To be honest, I actually thought, like, the first quarter was what it was.
Yeah.
Second quarter, I thought, fuck shit, they've held on here a lot. Brisbane played that second quarter in their front half for the majority of it, and I actually thought it was going to turn for us. And then the third quarter happened, and then there's just that slump in your seat, and you're just like, ugh, here it is again, down by 40 in the third. You're fucking kidding me, mate.
Yeah, bro. The first quarter, I was thinking, like, any other year, the scoreboard would have been, you know, bad. And then the third quarter just gave that to me. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. The turnovers. I think it was 11 goal 6 off turnover at 3-quarter time. All I have in my mind, I'm not singling out just Lewis Young, but the moment where he handballed it straight to Zach Bailey and he runs into open goal. Oh, my God.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's a very good example, but it happened all game, no matter which part of the ground it was in, bro.
It did.
Lewis Young was shithouse today. Like, from the get-go, his kicking and Brody Kemp's kicking today were just unacceptable, man. But, bro, like, what's happened to Wiedering, bro? What's happened to George Hewitt? Like, those two names, for me, stick out. But the decision-making and the execution is what costs you games. You can have all the talent in the world. You can have all the star power, all the so-called star power that we say we have. But when you can't make the right decisions or you can't hit a target 15 to 20 meters out, like, bro, I'm no professional footballer, but I'm telling you, I can hit that target, man. And these guys miss that on a constant basis every single week. Like, those kicks, bro, they need to hit them on the chest and it hits the ground 5 meters short. And then it's a missed handball, turnover, goal, repeat. It's like we watch the same thing every single week and it doesn't change. I don't know what they work on in training. Like, and the fact that we've actually gone backwards from last year is the most worrying part. we're now in round 8. First 4 rounds is justifiable, whatever, but we're in round 8 now. We're in a third of the season through. It's pretty much over, man. If they don't turn it around within the next 3-4 weeks, that's it. It's going to be over again, and it's a waste of another year. And if they don't make finals this year, Terry, this group will not win a premiership at all. There's no chance. I just don't see it happening, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really do wonder what sort of like the word accountability gets thrown out. The players are holding each other accountable. They know. How many times can they let each other down?
But who's holding who accountable, bro? Like on the ground, when someone makes a mistake, where's the leaders to tell them you fucked up? You know, instead of saying it's okay, tell them don't do that shit, man. Fix it up a bit, clean it up a little bit. There's no accountability at all. There's no on-field leaders at all. Jacob Wiedering, man, the second he gets the ball, it's like his instinct to look back and see who's open in our defensive 50. Does not look forward at all. Like, at all, man. Our leaders on the ground are just asleep majority of the game.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
It's just frustrating, bro. It's just annoying. And it's not even anger anymore. It's like the point where I've just accepted that we're not going anywhere with this group. And as sad as that sounds,
it's actually worse. It's worse than anger. Like there's a giving up about it. There's a succumbing about it.
It's when you've given up hope and you just don't, like, it's like you've given them all the chances you possibly could have, and that's it. You've cut the line, man. I don't know where to go from here, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all right though, because we only lost by 4 goals.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. And we'll come out next week. We'll beat Western Bulldogs. And then we'll beat Collingwood 2 the week after. Happy days, mate. Flags loose 2023.
Love it. Love your work, Sayaf. Thanks for joining, bro.
No stress, brother. Take care.
See you, man. Jim.
Hello, mate. How you
Hello,
going?
mate. You know, if you don't laugh, you just cry. I don't know, man. What's the reaction? What do you actually say? What do you do?
I had to stay away from the fan cams last week because I was impressed. It was a great game. But the St Kilda game is the first time in my 32 years of being alive where I just did not give a fuck anymore. In that third quarter, I knew we'd lost and I gave up. So bad sign. Never felt that as a fan before. I've heard that from a lot of people, which means, you know, it's not a good thing. But I'm just going to ask you something, Terry. You know, like, as Carlton supporters, we visualize our team the way they'll win this week, right? So we'll do that going into the Dogs game, and we'll be like, oh, you know, Crip will get on top, he'll dish it out, the Tools will kick goals, it'll be great. I've been so realistic in the last couple of years when I visualize when we play these teams, and I do it the reverse way. I think, how are they going to beat us? And I thought it was a formality in the end. Like, when I visualized that this week, I thought they'll get 8 to 10 goals over the back. Their smalls will clean us. They'll clean us hard. And their tools won't even get a look in. Their tools were shit tonight, I thought. I thought their smalls were superb, obviously. And their midfield, they just went up a gear when ours didn't. Also, if we're going to be playing this, you know, very kick-reliant game, unfortunately, there are certain players in our team who can't kick. They shouldn't get given a game anymore. Not going to say names because I love all these players and thank them for everything they've done for this club. But also, like, we're going to play that style, like, players that suit the style, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It's tricky, but we break membership records. We have really nice games. We'll, like, you know, Carlton Respects Round is really nice. You know, I watched your show on Monday. The way you guys spoke about it, I know you went a bit extra, but, you know, it was nice. It was nice hearing that stuff. It's nice hearing, you know, that people go through this awful shit but can get through it. And we're 0-8 in this game. It's an important game. So they didn't deliver there. They didn't deliver for a milestone tonight for potentially one of our most courageous players ever. And it's just like, if they're not going to get up for those sorts of occasions, mentally, they're probably not going to get up for many occasions. Having said that, we can talk about potential and talent and all that stuff, but it's the fundamentals, the footy basics that these lads don't do. They don't lower the eyes. They don't stick a fucking tackle. And yeah, they just don't deliver the ball to our amazing forwards the way it should be delivered. They are AFL footballers. And then when they do, we get certain players miss from 30 out. And then certain players also they don't want a handout. They don't want help in regards to fixing their goal kicking, or not Charlie. Charlie's actually improved. He's been superb. But there are some who don't want help, don't have a goal kicking routine. I know local amateur footballers that have a very nice goal kicking routine that these AFL players don't have. So anyway, mate, I could go on all day. I have pages of notes on tonight's game, and it's just frustrating. So frustrating.
It's grim.
Anyway,
it's what it is.
It's grim. And if people think we're just going to roll the Dogs next week, then fuck, we're way more delusional than I even thought, because they're a quality team at the moment. They're in good form. So
yeah,
if we do win that game, yep, okay, fantastic, back on track to an extent. But the season's it's hard. Gets harder every week, and we shouldn't be looking at 5-6 games either. That, if you're going to look that far, that's not looking good. 1 week at a time, literally, because if they're not focused on that, they're not going to focus on fuck all.
Well said. Well said.
Anyway,
thanks.
Get them. Good luck. And you're doing a great job. You and Pom and everyone else spoke really well this week, and well done.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
No worries. Take care, mate. See you later.
Bye. All right. Jad.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Fuck. Not even, fuck. Not even too seething, because I think I gave up on him 2 weeks ago. If you want to look at, so I'm just in solution mode. You want to know how you know it's coaching? It's because if you put Charlie in a top 4 team, if you put Harry in a top 4 team, you put any one of our players in a top 4 team, or just a team that knows what it's doing, they are going to perform a lot better than whatever the fuck that was tonight. I'm going to stick by what I've been saying. He's not the man. And it's not just him. I don't even know, mate. They're not going to sack him. They're not going to. Probably.
No, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, go.
No, I was going to say, I think whether he is or he isn't the man, that decision doesn't come until the end of the season. Would you agree?
No. So what? So it's another wasted year. We're gonna piss on our 90-odd thousand members who's selling out stadiums every fucking week because it's not traditional to be ruthless anymore, because we've lost our identity as a club.
Mm.
I understand what you're saying, and it's right. It'll be very hard to replace him
with the right coach.
Of course. But what pains me is that I want to know what's going on behind the scenes, because if that president isn't asking questions and already getting out fucking feelers to whoever's available, then I'm really concerned. So is Sayers in the mindset of, fuck, I've got to fix this and get better? Same with Cook. Are they in the proactive mindset, or are they in the mindset of, fuck, I hope this turns around? Because as a club, we don't look proactive in anything we do. Apart from Carlton respects, which I've seen, by the way, 10 million fucking posts this week on my Twitter from the club about that. We are not a proactive club. We're not ruthless anymore. I said to you a few weeks ago in our chats, I felt like we lost our identity as a club, trying to be the new Carlton. And I know the old Carlton wasn't working. But I still think you have to retain some semblance of what we were. Because right now, we're trying to be something we're not. We're this politically correct, nice, polite club who, oh, wow, we've got 90,000 members and look what we do off the field. Oh, and then you look at the players and they're still very much in their learning mindset. It's never left them. Oh, we're learning. Oh, Cripps at halftime. Oh, this is going well. We just need to get our connection going. Oh, fucking really, Cripper? We need to get our connection right. What have you worked on all pre-season to get your connection right? There is something wrong. It should not be taking this long. 2019, we were on par with Brisbane.
True.
It was us or it was them.
True.
And fuck me, it's them. It's not us, man. What is the mission statement of this club? I don't understand what they're trying. The only hope I have is that Brian Cook is in there grabbing the place by the balls and making the calls that need to be fucking made. Because I don't know about you, bro, but I can't go through this year. I can't do it if it's just going to be this. We have to wait out the end of the year until we do something. Oh, well. Oh, we don't want to pay Jack Russell out because his contract is too fat. Oh, we'll see. There is no time, man. There's no time, Terry. I'm sorry, there isn't. We're in serious risk of wasting Paddy Cripps' entire fucking career, which I cannot believe is even a possibility right now. What do they really want? What do they fucking want, man? Someone said it before. There's a lot of businessmen in the club. And it's true.
A lot of businessmen getting pats on the back for brokering deals. There's a lot of that going on. That's for sure. Walk past the old president tonight. He refused to look me in the eye twice tonight. I wonder if he's enjoying what he created here.
Yeah, really? Well, that's interesting. Well, but I want to know, what is he thinking? Mate, I believe as a fucking member.
They don't care. Doesn't care. Gets the pat on the back because the reader.
Well, then you know what then? Do you know what then? Rocco was 100% right last year when we were all cheering, yeah, Says is coming, he's done that. Rocco was 100% right. They've hoodwinked us again. If that's true, if they really don't give a fuck, then that's what they've done.
It's not that.
What mindset is he in?
I don't think it's fair to say they don't care. I think it's fair to say they don't care enough about winning a premiership. Because we are a great club. We are a great community club.
Mate, honestly, Terry, I don't recognize the place anymore, man.
But because we are no longer an on-field force. That's why you don't recognize it. That's why none of us do.
Yeah, but mate, even in the off.
I'm out here projecting based off a story that I was told from the generation before me, telling me how great this club was. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's not real. It's not real. I don't know what anyone's talking about. This great on-field force in the premiership quarter. What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
No, you're 100% right, and I feel the exact same way as you. But it comes in the messaging too. Where's the messaging? Why does Boss speak like he has no fucking idea? Why was he on that podcast the other week? He's talking about all these with Luke Darcy, talking about things that he values and this and that. And it's like it's not on that podcast. He's a different person to the guy who's coaching the fucking club. He said he couldn't ask for more efforts. I'll tell you what, mate, I can ask for more fucking coaching. Every week we are out-coached. And once again, is there an AFL coach out there who gets a senior gig who is known to be incompetent in the tactical side of the game? Everyone seems to ignore this. Why? That's a red flag. It's a red flag from the day he was fucking appointed. How can you be a senior coach and not be strong in the tactical department, but he's a great leader? What? And the fact that I look back now and Brian Cook came in at the very end of the process, And I remember his comment on it. He said, yep, Carlton have run a very thorough process. However, there are a few KPIs that a few of our KPIs differ, but most of them are the same. So I want to know what those fucking KPIs were. Was it the game plan that he wants to instill? I mean, this game plan, mate, it looks like shit. It's garbage. That's because it is. It's 2000. It's early 2000s footy. Because if you notice, every single play is low percentage. It requires a low percentage moment to flip our way. A big mark, a big tackle. Charlie 1-on-3 has to mark it. The only way we look good is if a low percentage play pays off, and that's not the way you play fucking footy. The Lions got how many goals out the back today? That's by design. That's not chance. That's not, lucky bounce. No, that's how they fucking play. We're stuck in this low percentage garbage football. It's garbage. The messaging is garbage. The mindset of the players, that's the big concern. That's garbage. They're learning. We're learning. It's just lessons, mate. Well, nah, fuck me, mate. No, it's not lessons.
Sorry.
You're fucked. You're fucked.
Fucking hell. The green shoots are still shooting up from the ground, mate.
They're still growing, man. Fuck, yeah, don't worry. They're still going.
It's not about winning, mate. It's about effort. Fuck. What have we sat through?
I can't believe it. Terry, it's 8 years. 8 long years. 8. It's not 4. It's not 5. It's not 6. It's not 7. It's 8. 8. Yeah. You know what words are ringing true in my head? The original Carlton podcast with Andy Marr, around 2015, I was listening to it. And Andy made the comment that, I tell you what, it's on this club to develop these boys right. Because if they don't, we're going to be here in however many years' time asking the same questions. And exactly, oh my God, what he said has come to fruition. 8 rounds into 2023. And we're fucked.
I fucking love you, mate. Just
I love
know
you
that.
too, man.
Just
I
know
love
that.
you too.
I
have to love you. I don't love them.
I know.
Love them.
I enjoy everyone. I enjoy everyone more than what I enjoy the club at times. That's what keeps it. I think that's what keeps me going at points. Whatever. End my last thought. What can you do? You
can make you fucking not accept this garbage anymore. Tried to suck us in with that West Coast. I told you, man. I told you in my voice messages. We were garbage for 3 quarters last week against West Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Tried to bite back at you as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jad, that was fucking fantastic. Thank you for that.
All good, my man.
All right, I'll speak to you soon.
Get through it, bro. Get through it.
For sure. See you, mate. Rocco.
Fuck, I think they're breaking me, man. I can't do it anymore, man. And I'm old school, man, and they're breaking me, mate.
If they break you, then we're all fucked.
Done. We're done, mate. We're done. I'm telling you, man. We said it last week. We all said it, like, don't get fooled by the 108-point win. If we don't win this week, it means nothing. Or even if we don't show something, and we didn't show anything there. Skill is terrible. Game plan, under pressure, they can't play. Did we get a free kick at the end because Chincotta was in the wrong part of the ground? Was that why we got that?
I think we gave away a 6-6-6 free kick after we had already been.
Because I've seen him running across. I mean, I'm not blaming the kid, but far out, mate. Like, we can't even get the positioning right when we start, like, the quarter. We've got, like, a minute, and we can't get that right. Like, we're getting confused, Like, listen, man, this is bigger than we've been saying it for a while. my rant's gonna go off now because I asked my questions 2 weeks ago and they still stand, all my questions. Did we do the right process in putting all the right people in the right positions? And it doesn't look like we have, because if you haven't got those positions correct, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Mate, Sayers has got a lot to answer for. Greg Williams has got a lot to answer for.
Where's he gone? Sayers.
Well,
I don't hear
and
from
this
him
is the
anymore.
whole thing, man. They were all up and about, and
Yeah.
now you don't hear nothing from these people. You know,
No,
they
you
don't.
don't.
Like you said, like, do they really care? Do they really care, these people? You know what I mean? Like, you got to remember with Sayers, he was there for the worst part of our history, 10 years of disgrace, and then we make him president. You know, where our AFLW side is one of the worst, and then we make that lady our vice president. Like, what are we doing? Why are we rewarding these people?
It's funny you say that. One of the first things, I think I was watching a podcast or an interview with Brian Cook, and they asked him about what makes good culture. And I remember the answer so clearly. And he said, what makes a good culture is what you reward, the behaviors and the things that you reward.
How true is that? You think about it. If you're rewarding this, what do you expect our culture to be like? You know, like, these are some serious problems. I know we don't want to get into, like, but it is. This is what, like, you look at the other clubs. I don't even want to mention their names, but look what they've done in a year or so. Look at the way which people they put in. A lot of times they put in no names, and look what they're achieving. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way the process was in getting Voss. You know, like, I'm telling you, man, and it's all coming to fruition. This, I don't know, man. It's all starting to come out. His inability to do certain things are coming out. You know, like, I hope it all changes. I don't want to, man. It's sad, man. I'm broken, man. I don't get it. That game plan, I don't get it. Voss, is this when we even if the whole shit process was done shit and they did it for their own reasoning. They got these people in there because they wanted to look good and all that. Even that, who did we get? What Voss did we get? The Voss that we thought we were going to get played for this club that made us look like a fool. Played for Brisbane and was a champion. Is that the Voss we've got now? What's happened? That's nowhere near the Voss we were expecting to get. That hard nut. Never compromised, never took a step back. And now he's coming up with these shit comments. I couldn't have asked for more. Yes, you could have. You could have asked for a lot more than fucking that. You could have asked for them to hit a target. At least ask for that. One thing asked for. Hit a target. That's all I asked for. Once in a while, hit somebody. You know, and then the other thing on the ground, right? Whenever they did one of those shit mistakes in that 50-meter line where it cost us a goal, where Brisbane small forwards know how to run into a contest and get a ball instead of being flat-footed and getting tackled every single time, right? Once did fucking Cribs go up to him and grab him by the scruff of the neck and go, don't you ever let that happen again? When did that ever happen? Not once. All I saw was a pat on the ass and you'll be right next time. No, you won't be right next time, because I'll be fucking working at Macca's next year because I can't get a game because you make me look like an idiot out there. Like, seriously, like, we joke about it, but it's true, mate. And
True.
I remember the first time I ever came on fan cams, what was the first thing I said? Where are our leaders?
Yeah.
I can't believe after 3 years I'm asking where are our leaders again. Like, a leader is more than what they do out there. A leader is more than that. It's more than getting your 30 possessions. You know what I mean? A leader's also like Voss. First of all, you should be beating everyone up in front of everyone, mate. I'm telling you. And the other thing is, like, dumb things like Kennedy. The fuck? Are we that good that we can put Kennedy as a sub? Is that how good we are? And you put Curnow in front of him? Like, are you serious? That's how good we are that we decide, oh, Curnow, Kennedy, he can be our sub and come in at 3/4 time. That's how good we are. And then we get smashed in the middle. I'm not saying he would have made a difference, but he came on and had something like 13 possessions, 4 tackles, a goal. He almost got killed a couple of times. He took a mark. I saw once Akers, I'm telling you, he shit himself in the contest, man. He ducked his head. I saw that once, and I don't like it. I don't bloody like it.
I actually thought Kennedy was...
Hey?
No, I think Kennedy... No, I think Kennedy might have been in our top 3 or 4 players on the ground.
I'm telling you now, all right? Everyone's going to wait for my votes. I'm giving him 5 votes. He deserves 5 votes. You think about it. What he did in that last quarter was like he brought some life back into the middle and that,
Well, he took some pride in his performance. He took some pride.
Yes. I'd leave if I was him. I say, how dare you put me as a sub? How dare you put me in the back line for 2 weeks and then make me a sub and put Ed Curnow in front of me, put Honey in front of me?
Honey is another conversation that I just don't understand.
That's another one
I just don't understand, Rocco. I don't understand.
The small forwards, we could have the worst for small forwards in the league. They just don't know what to do. They don't know. You see him. I keep saying this. You have to hit the pack with pace, mate. You've got to hit those pack. That's what small forwards do. You've got to hit it at pace and collect the ball. You know what I mean? They just don't do it. They don't know where to stand. And again, there was some pressure tonight. No lead-ups. I think there might have been a couple lead-up marks, but apart from that, there wasn't really any continuity, any like this, the way they were entering the 50 again. And as soon as they hit under pressure, because they haven't got a good game plan, because their game plan is shit, right? Let's face it. We've got to be honest. As a supporter group, we've got to stand up now, right? People go, oh, you haven't played footy. What will you know? Well, watch enough of it to know. I think Bucky said this perfectly. When I go to a restaurant, I don't have to be a cook to see that you fucking delivered shit on my plate. And that's what you've delivered. You delivered shit. That's what you've delivered, right? That game plan is shit. And because the game plan is shit, as soon as they're under pressure, right, what happens? They don't know what to do anymore. They kick it long. They miss targets because they haven't got a clear game plan of what to do. Even today, you noticed that last week I was happy that the way they were switching, they were quicker. You could see now they were like 1 or 2 seconds slower in their decision making. You can't give Brisbane 1 or 2 seconds. You can't. Far out, mate. I'm telling you, as a supporter base, man, I'm telling you, stop bloody trying to defend these people. Stop trying to defend them. Defend them. I don't want to hear, oh, I'm a great supporter. Great supporters do this stuff. We're all great supporters. That's why we're there tonight. That's why we're there. 45,000 people upgrading our memberships. That's why we're there. We're great supporters. But it doesn't mean we can't set the standard. The standards have dropped and we're accepting it now. We're accepting it now. Stop accepting it, people, mate. Stop accepting this. This is not the Carlton Football Club. This is not what I know. This is not what I know. This is not what I know. No, this is it, mate. It's over, mate. And they're going to know about it now. That's it, man. And I know they're more worried about looking good. They're more worried about all their social issues. All good. They're all good things. But if you're not winning, they mean bananas. That's what they all mean. Nothing. Disrespect's round. You know what this means? Nothing. Nothing. We've just washed it aside. What have we done? What have we done? We don't even respect ourselves. We've got to respect other. I don't know.
Yeah, it's harsh. It's a harsh one.
The whole thing, man. It's tough now. Straight after the game, everyone's emotional, and we're all going to go a little bit harder than we should. But come on, man. Like, what are we doing next week? We're going to have to cop the same thing again, hoping that we're going to. I hope we do well. Hope he kicks his goal. If he kicks his goal, we're 5 goals down. Maybe we've got a chance if a miracle happens. That's how I felt at the end. And then but I was laughing in that last quarter at certain when they were doing mistakes. I was sitting there going, I can't believe they just did that there. I'm not even angry anymore.
I was sitting there screaming. I was on level 2, screaming out, "Fuck off!" I had a 14-year-old boy behind me, and it was his birthday, and he was devastated. And I said, "It's all right, mate. It's all right." I didn't say to him it was going to be okay. You know what I said to him? I said, "Get used to it."
Oh no, you're trying to get him ready.
No, I'm not going to lie to him like I was lied to.
I know.
I'm not going to lie to him. And then he left. He didn't want to be there. They left at 3/4 time with his family. Beautiful family, good kid. 14 years old. It was his birthday today, and whatever it was. And
everyone would have been so excited about going tonight. Like I was excited all day of the prospect of what was going to happen tonight, you know. And I saw those people leave at 3/4 time. And I actually said to Dylan, look at him, fucking devastated. I said to bloody Dylan, I go, nah, they must be going to the toilet. What? All fucking 10,000 of them, you know, like, I don't know, because there's no way you could leave at 3/4 time, but I don't blame them, mate. Lucky they left because it made my exit at the end of the game a little bit easier because there was less people there, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, away we go.
So everyone, I think this week, we're going to tape this week. We've actually got Big Ange Christou coming onto the couch for the show. So this will be interesting. I really want to get his take on, I don't know, mindset of players, coaches. What does it feel like before you sack a coach? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because I'm sure they went through a little bit of hard times before they got their success, you know, and it'll be just interesting. So he's going to be on. I'm sure he didn't come on tonight. So I'm telling you, he's not happy. And Mars isn't happy. So it should be a good show. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. We'll see what happens. But I don't want to hear no more excuses from the people, and I don't want to hear no more excuses from the club, man. It's time to stand up now. That line in the sand has to happen now.
At some point.
I'm telling you, it has to bloody happen.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get to the other people on. Enjoy. Don't worry. We'll be right. See you guys.
See you, mate. Dynamic, hypnotic with the 5 says, exactly, Rocco. When was he marshalling the troops, calling a huddle, pointing, demanding players to lead up at him? I don't see it from our leaders. I saw it a few times on the field. I saw a few of them remonstrating. I saw Doc rip shreds out of, I think it was Wiedering tonight at some point. Bit too little, too late. Michael, thank you so much for the 20. Hello there. They broke you.
I don't want to say I've given up, but I've given up, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame anyone.
Look, you know, it's funny because I started thinking about what this team's doing wrong, you know, on the field, and I just gave up. And I'm sort of like I was liking what Rocco was saying, yeah, because I mean he's an older bloke, and I mean I'm older as well, so I remember the glory days, but I remember more just dynasties of crap, you know, for the last 20 years. And I was actually having to think, like, because I'm going away in at the end of June, and like last year when I booked my tickets for this year, I was like, oh, how am I going to watch the footy? And so like I started making plans from last year, man, like trying to tee up a KO account, figuring out my tablet, what works, what doesn't, you know, just so there's no niggles while I'm overseas, like all that sort of shit. And then I gave up about a week or two ago. I was like, do I even care anymore? I don't care. And then I thought about, like, why do I not care? And I remembered the last time I went away for, like, longer than 2 weeks, and that was 2011. Yeah? And you got to remember, 2011, we didn't have KO. Like, you know, we didn't have the streaming that we have, all that sort of shit. I was actually looking it up, man. 2011 was our best year in the decade before that. Do you remember how well we did in 2011?
I'll never forget it.
Our record, we finished 5th, 14-7-1. We're around 8. Do you reckon we'll finish anywhere close to that?
I haven't seen anything.
Do you remember how pumped we were last year?
Yeah.
Like the hope, like the belief, like we were back on the train.
Is that it? Is that it for the group? That's it.
Man, I was thinking about it. Yeah, like I remember being in New York, and like I said, no streaming. Facey was like a new thing, you know, all that sort of thing. And I remember getting woken up at 3 a.m. because Carlton beat Richmond or someone. I can't remember who it was, but my mate like shook me awake. He'd been up all night. I crashed because we'd gone out. It's like we won by like 20 whatever. Like like we're screaming down this hostel room in New York City at like 3-4 a.m. or something, half smashed, trying to get on the plane. Like we're just psyched, like because Carlton had won. I remember being in Santorini and racing home from the beach to get onto like the only internet I had available, which was in my hotel room, and seeing Andrew Walker's mark. Like the mark that should have fucking won, mark of the freaking gazillionaire. Like, do you know what I mean? And I still remember being pumped, like losing it, like dying to get the feed. And now it's like, no, I'm not going to ruin my holiday. I don't want to know anything about the Carlton Football Club.
Well, this is deep. This is deep and dark. This is
dude. Like, you got to understand, man. I'm older, so I've seen at least twice more crack than you had.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I was thinking about like what all the boys have said so far tonight, and a lot of it's around leadership and identity, and like what the football team stands for and all that sort of shit. And I trying to remember what the difference was, say 10 years, like in 2011, yeah. And I was going to games and I was like losing my voice every weekend. It was like standard. And I had some crappy sort of work-related news over the last 24 hours. And a colleague was like, "You going to footy this week?" And I go, "Yeah." And he's from overseas. And he's like, "Oh," so he's never gone to a game. He's like, "Does it get vocal? Is it like the football matches in Europe?" I'm like, "Hey, it can get vocal." Like I've given up on vocal though. Okay, it used to be vocal, but I'm not going to ruin myself and ruin everything again for this team. It's not worth the screaming anymore, man. I'm done. And then I was thinking about the leadership thing, yeah. I bought a jumper last year at the start of the season or at the end of 2021 because I was like, you know what, new season or whatever, buy a new jumper, blah, 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 blah. And the last time I think I bought a jumper in 2011 as well. I remember it specifically because I was going to heaps of more games as well. And the whole year, like pre-season, I was like, whose number should I put on the back? Whose number should I put on the back? And I kept thinking about it, like, who do I like from the current squad, blah, blah, blah. And I kept going back to Weeders. I'm like, Weeders is like this general in the back line. You know what I mean? Like, he had that commanding respect sort of figure. And now he just looks muted. He looks muted, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah, he's Carlton. I don't know what's got. Listen, whatever's had to happen off the field recently is probably affecting him. Don't want to speculate too much on a situation that I really don't know the facts about.
Maybe, but like
he doesn't have the same demeanor about him. Nowhere near it.
No, and it's not just him. Like on paper, you get hard looking at the names that we have, man. Like watching the spine develop. And then when you compare the squad this year to last year, it's like, who have we lost, who have we gained? It's like, well, we've gained more than we've lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most of the 22 were there tonight, literally.
Exactly.
Most of the best 22 to the point where we're dropping Fisher because we have the luxury to do it.
Yeah. And man, and I keep looking at every time, like, we all the boys, every week, you start looking at the squad when the team gets released. It's like, ins, outs, blah, blah, blah. And I look at the names and I'm like, this is all right. Like, I can deal with this. We've got options. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Like, Walsh is there and all the usual suspects are there. I'm like, this is a good team. Like, on paper, it looks awesome. And then when you get to the game and you can't grab a mark, they're chipping kicks. They're going from handball to handball to handball. It's what do you mean? What are you doing? Like, it's like they're waiting for the perfect delivery, the perfect setup, the perfect thing. Or they've been told to put the blinkers on and just follow this game plan. Or that's the thing. Do you blame Voss? Do you blame the players? Do they have blinkers on and they're just trying not to stuff up, because someone's watching from above? Or they just lost confidence and don't know what they're doing? Like, and then it just goes back to the same thing. Do I even care anymore, man? I can't.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on and sharing that, because I think there's a lot of people feeling the same way, and rightly so. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't like commiserations and shit, but it's just you can't keep doing this, man. When you see shit like tonight, and they're not sticking the fundamentals, man. Like they're not laying a tackle, they're not hitting the mark 30 meters in. Forward entries in the forward 50, man. Like seriously, you got two gun forwards, two absolute guns, and we can't figure out a way to get to them.
Yeah.
Like it was said before, man. These low percentage attempts. Like everything's a Hail Mary. Why should it be a Hail Mary? You got so many blokes in the engine room that can run it. Nah, let's not go down the corridor. Let's just grab it and handball it to where we're backed into a corner, then kick across the field to get to the other side and try and pray to God there's someone open that might be able to run. It shouldn't come to that, man. Not when you've got – and, like, I don't want to overvalue the players or put them up on pedestals, but there are some legitimate guns that other teams would have died to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've got to move on.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Take it easy, man.
Speak to you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Ciao. All right. Ed.
Hey, Terry. Mate, that story you told me about the 14-year-old behind you having their birthday, I was on the train home and there was families there and I was looking at them and I was just thinking, I'm sure there was some pretty excited young people to go to the footy today and they got dished up that. And, man, I'm hurting like a lot of us are hurting, a lot of the previous people that have been on it. It was a tough night at the footy, that's for sure. But I'm going to try and take, I guess, the most analytical approach I can to what I saw. I just wonder if we have the right players for the game style that we are trying to play. That's my ultimate concern, that we have a lot of players that if they went to other teams, they become useful players because they fit into that game style. But in our team, we simply have too many of the same player. We seem to play this very contested, not particularly accurate disposal style game. And I can think of a number of players that play their footy like that. And it's a great way to play your footy. But the problem is if your whole midfield plays like that, then it's really difficult to move the ball well. So what we lack and what we don't have, and I think I spoke about this to you a few weeks ago, I can't think of those players who have got that really sublime foot skills on both sides of the body under pressure that can hit that 25 to 35 metre kick as we transition the ball between the arcs or inside the 50. It just isn't there enough. And it too often it comes unstuck and too often it absolutely devastates us. Look, McGovern's one who clearly has been given that license to try and pull that kick. And today he took a mark. It was a beautiful mark because he's got a great pair of hands. And he sort of plays on straight away daringly and he kicks it on his left and he misses the target. And all of a sudden the play comes completely unstuck. So just time and time again, that seems to happen. And it's not clear to me, if that's the game style we want to play, then we've got to get better kicks in the team. We just have to do it. And I love all the individual players, but a number of them are not great kicks. That's just the reality of who we have on this list. I don't know if I'm completely wrong about that or if other people see it like that, but I could name a number of good players, but they're actually not great kicks. And one of them's a Brownlow medalist, so it's just the reality we face.
I'm actually with you 100% on that. Teams almost bait us into kicking the ball.
They do. Yeah.
We've been figured out.
Well, what was really interesting is the stats kept coming up at Marvel. They show you the stats nonstop. And in every stat, we were leading. Uncontested possessions, contested possessions. Believe it or not, we were even leading in overall disposal efficiency. But the one stat we're not leading in is kicking efficiency.
Yeah.
It's the only stat we're not leading in, and it's the most important stat for us. And look, I don't quite know what I think of Voss, but it feels like he wants us to play like the premiership teams that he played in, which is these really strong-bodied midfields that'll kick it forward to these big, tall towers like we're in his team, Brown and Lynch. But it's not the same game anymore. Teams are too good when it hits the deck. And Harry and Curnow, I know they're both Brownlow medalists. They're not Brown and Lynch. They're not big-bodied forwards. They're different. That you have to kick it to advantage, and they have to have space. They're not just going to blow up a pack 30 meters out and then there's a few people on the ground. It's a little bit different to that. So what's the solution? I'm not entirely sure, but I think we need to, and I can't believe I'm already talking about what we need to add to the squad, but it needs to be really clear. Certain people should not kick the ball, or if they kick the ball, you kick it as long as you possibly can to a clear contest. You should not be trying to drill the ball 30 meters. And unfortunately, that list of people that I think can kick the ball and can't kick the ball is beginning to change in a negative direction. I would have used to put Wiedering in one of our best field kicks.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore. And I'm really sad about that, because whatever's happening to him it's a bit of a travesty, honestly. He was on track to be one of the best defenders in the comp, and it's just not there. And then there's just other players. I mean, I thought Akers was a good kick when he was coming to us. It doesn't appear like he is, really. Even Walshy's not a great kick across 15 to 25 meters. He's a good sort of hack it on the boot. Anyway, mate, I'm sort of babbling on about the kicking, but it just sort of feels like that's the really clear missing link. Because several times tonight, I promise you, I won't be that guy that says it was only 4 goals. But I tell you what, I can think of 4 times where we were coming forward, and if we hit targets, it becomes a scoring opportunity. I can think of more than 4.
For sure.
So we're never going to win that game. But there's things that could be tidied up there. Just before I go, because I know I'm rabbiting on. Sorry, mate.
All good. I'm really enjoying listening to you, to be honest.
Okay. This is unrelated to I guess our style or our brand around what game style we want to have. I was pretty concerned with a few efforts tonight. That Lewis Young one that you mentioned, where he just sort of no-looked handballs behind him. That's just that's not up to AFL standard. That was repulsive. There was another one. This one happened right in front of me. So I think when something happens right in front of you, you get more miffed about it. We were sort of hanging on in the third just before they pulled away, and we needed the next one. And George Hewitt took a mark off what must have been a 7-meter kick in the half-forward flank. Everyone at the ground, including him, knew that it wasn't going to get paid a mark. And he tries to hold the ball up and pretend, hey, I marked that. And as he does that, he gets tackled to the ground. And it's like, hey, you're a professional footballer. Be a professional. That had to get slammed on your boot immediately. I know these are quite anecdotal examples, but you just wonder what the headspace of the players are in, because both are examples of people who wanted to take the easy option. Yes. Oh, I'll just pretend I thought that it was 15 meters. Oh, I'll just handball it backwards without looking because I heard a voice. It's not easy. You want to win a game of AFL football, it's not easy. So be prepared to do some hard things. And it feels like people are moving away from doing really hard things a little bit too frequently. So to finish on a positive, 2 people who I do feel are doing pretty hard things. I feel like Adam Chera has gone to another level of just wants it really badly. And call me old-fashioned, but the way Chincotta gets it and runs in a straight line and kicks it low and hard, a little bit more of that wouldn't go astray. Anyway, mate, that's all I got for you, I think, mate.
You have to come on next week, please, because I really enjoy the intellect that you bring to the way you speak. Thank you, mate.
Mate, I'm definitely feeling better for being on. Thanks for letting me share my thoughts.
No worries. Have a good night, mate.
Cheers, Terry.
See ya. Joe Adamo.
What did we What did we say? Yeah.
Should we reenact our conversation? Yeah, I think this might be like round 10 last year, the Sydney game.
It was real calm too. We just kind of looked at each other and we were like, yeah, we're winning tonight. What the fuck? Are we kidding ourselves?
We are the most deluded people in the world. Maybe in the world.
I don't know. There's no answers at this point. There's just more questions. There's just so many more questions, man. And is it Ed, the guy that was just on?
Yeah,
brilliant. And even Jules said tonight, it felt like at times it was a game of moments, but even then, I don't think we would have won if we cleaned up those moments. But man, regulation marks uncontested dropped, regulation handballs missed, regulation kicks missed, scuffed, and then you look at Brisbane go the other way, and they're just clean and it's clinical, and they know how to hit targets. Not talking about that they know how or where to run in the game plan or where they need to be positioned. They just know how to hit targets when they need to. It's just clinical in that, in soccer you call it the final third, but that final ball inside 50 is just clinical, and we're not. We're just not. It's insane, man. It's just crazy. Regulation skill errors are just baffling at this point. Baffling.
The most frustrating part, I'm going to try and nail it down, but the most frustrating part is that we have been having this same disdain for poor execution literally since 2017, 2016.
But
literally.
This is the thing. That's 3 coaches ago, man. Or 2 coaches ago.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Well, that's where I push back a little bit on the whole Sack Voss talk, because I made the comment sort of with the people I was sitting with today when I saw some of the kicks that were falling short, the handballs that were a little bit too far to the left side of the teammates. Like, what's a coach going to do in that situation if his players can't execute because they don't have a low footy IQ in the moment?
Jack Silvani hit uncontested kick, hits the feet of Harry Mackay.
Yeah.
Mackay is 2 meters tall, and when he leaps, he could probably reach about 3.
So what would Ross Lyon do to fix that?
Nothing. It's not like it was a rough kick and he had to pinpoint it and he was under there were 2 or 3 uncontested kicks that hit our players at their feet tonight. That's not coaching at that point, because that kick is the right kick to take. It's the inboard kick. It's the quick kick to hit you forward on the chest, to hit someone inboard on the edge of the corridor, trying to get a handball chain inside. But that kick is just shit. Voss can't kick that ball on game day uncontested. Voss can't be Mitch McGovern in the back line on game day and drop another Gov's brilliant, right? I'm not hammering Gov here, but he can't be a Mitch McGovern or a Sam Dockett, whoever it may be, that dropped an uncontested mark tonight multiple times.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. We've got to be ruthless as a football club. We want to play finals. We've got to be ruthless in our decision making and whatnot. Be ruthless with the players, man, at this point. Come on.
Yeah. Did Young get subbed off straight away after that handball to Bailey?
I believe it was very, very, very soon after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, you know what? Good. That's a standard, man. Cost us a direct goal on the last line of defense. What are you doing? Where's your... I can guarantee you they're not training that at training. They're not. They can't be. That's not regulation training and practice. That is just stupid football IQ. Dumb.
Crazy.
It is. It's just... It is actually... I'm actually laughing because of how fucking ridiculous this is. It is fucking nuts. It's insane.
Yeah. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
I think the Paul Baza sent us a stat after the game. I think they scored 85 of their points off turnover tonight.
Yeah, I think I saw at 3/4 time it was 11 goals, 672 scored off it came up on the board at 3/4 time. 72 points off turnover.
Yeah, we dominated possession again. Clearance work was fine. And like Ed said, I think it was Ed again. He just before me said it's almost like teams want us to have the ball because they know we're going to turn it over. And we're a 10-goal side. Every team in this competition should now know that if you kick 11 goals on Carlton, you'll win the game.
Yeah,
it is just insane. I cannot believe that we go every week thinking that there's going to be a different result at this point.
and talk about it with such confidence.
It's so stupid. Honestly, we're as dumb as what these footballers are. No joke. It's crazy. Anyway, what are you going to do, man? Just do it all again next week. This is what I'm saying. We're just going to rock up again next week, and we're just going to do it all over again because we're stupid.
Yeah. I thought about saying earlier, someone was on, and I think it was Jad, and he's like, "Oh, so what's?" I think I said, "What's next?" And then in my head, I'm like, "I'm not going to go next Saturday." Fuck off, mate. I'm going next Saturday. I'll be there next Saturday. So,
you're kidding yourself.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Enjoy your night.
All right, man. See you on Sunday night. Is that right?
Sunday night, 7:30, I believe.
Almost Blues Brothers. See you then.
Take care.
All right, bro. All right. Kurt.
Cherry, how's it going, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm echoing. Your sound is not very clear. Yeah.
Is it better?
Kind of.
All right.
No,
I'm just going to keep it short anyway.
All right, mate. Go for it.
Sorry. Is it better now?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to keep it short. Whoever's in the footy department thought it was a good idea to put Kennedy in the half back line or even have the audacity to put him in the sub. Congratulations. You just shoved a big dog up here. Yeah, that's all I have to say, really. He really showed up, and he really gave. Oh no, that's a pickup. That's it. No.
Fair.
You there?
I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I have to say, really. Other than that, the whole performance has been bullshit. So.
Fair call. Well, appreciate you coming on and letting me know, brother. Good to see you.
Take it easy, my bruvs.
All right, man. All right. Might as well. Mark.
Hey, Taz. How you going?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Flat. Man, I don't know what to say that hasn't already been said. Word of the week for Carlton, I don't know, it's apathy. I've just lost all care for this club. I don't know. I hate being such like a downer, but like, Jesus, it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is. It is. I find myself laughing just because it's a coping mechanism. Like, if you don't laugh about it, what do you do? You've got 20 guys that are just going to go to bed tonight, wake up, go to train hard next week, and hope for a different result next week. You know.
You hope they train hard. I really don't know if they are, but I don't know. There was one particular play. I think it was Ed Kerno kicks it out. Like, he was in the corridor, kicks it out to the wing. Weeders and Chincotta just stare at each other and just let the ball just fumble between them. I don't know. I can't remember if Lions get a goal off of it. The game was a blur. But it just kind of summed up the mindset. Like, no one wanted to step up except Chera. Fucking Chera. Lord save him. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much else because everything's been said, but yeah, I reckon Hollins needs a rest. I'm not saying that he's bad. He just obviously needs a rest. He needs to be in the twos for a couple weeks. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here, but
no, fair, man. Fair. You've never been on the fan cams before, have you?
No, I've been a lurker. I've been just in the chat. But I was just wondering, it's all right if it was a bit personal, but what did Pom say to you after the Saints game that got you going again? Because
I think it was just more like we had a series of conversations, and he just got me going. He just got me going. That wasn't a very good week for me. I was the problem that week. Wasn't anybody else but me. So
yeah.
Tonight I remember clearly walking back to the car and on the way home, like thinking about the fan cams, and I think the St Kilda game, the hope of what the season would be in terms of the miracle of winning the flag died for me.
Yep.
And that's probably what kind of led me to kind of go back into that. All right, what are we all doing here? What's it all for? Mate, I'll be honest with you. Watching that tonight, I'm starting to think: are we like borderline a final side? Like, are we going to be like hovering around 9th again? Is that what we do? I have to prepare for that emotionally again and mentally again. I'm gonna be honest with you, because that's where my head's at.
Yeah, nah.
Do I have to prepare myself to finish 9th and not play finals? Do I have to be ready for that?
That's it. And people have said, I think we might be the new 9th man, you know? I don't know. We've just yeah. I'm gonna head off. I don't want to keep you up. It's 1:45, so
All good. Thanks for being here.
thanks for having me on.
All right, mate. Ciao. Original 1551. Cripps last 2 games. Thank you for the $8. Cripps last 2 games against Brisbane. 50 centre bounce attendances for 0 centre clearances. Wow. I want to check this. Not that I don't believe you, but that's remarkable. Unbelievable. Hewitt had 1 tonight. For what it's worth, Dow had 3 from 9 in 2022. Well, sorry. You know what? Let's just bring in Paddy Dow. Fuck it. All right, Lewis. What's up, mate?
I am absolutely worried about this club. I can't be bothered with this club anymore. Like, we're playing boring footy. Let's be honest. Voss is not onto it. We're so slow with the footy. Why are we not like moving the ball faster? Okay, there's no plan B. Okay, when we look at how do we find ways to score? We're not scoring from stoppage. We're not scoring from clearance. Brisbane scored 5 goals, 2 in the third quarter. As a matter of fact, they didn't win the game. We gave them the game. We lost to ourselves. We made mistakes. Where was the halftime spray? Where was saying that, you know what, boys, we can win this game. Go out, give 110%, give 110 effort, and win the game. That's what was needed to tell the boys, to spark them and go, let's fight, let's win this game. Look, our bottom 6 players, mate, I'm saying this right now, they're terrible. We have the worst bottom 6 players in the league. I'm sorry. They don't stand up for the leaders. They don't stand up. There's nothing there for them. Should have played Matthew Kennedy instead of Ed Kerno. I reckon, I'm sorry, I love Ed Kerno, but we're not going to win games with Ed Kerno on the side. That sounds a lot. That says a lot. He's, like 35 now? Matthew Kennedy, in the third quarter, near the end, and in the fourth quarter, he collected 13 disposals. Honey collected 5. For the whole game, man. That says a lot. Mate, I loved Honey in 2021. I thought he was going to be good, but looking at him now, he's playing like he's a nothing. He's nothing there. Yeah. Chera, Akers, Star, Doherty were our best. I feel sorry for Doherty. He deserves so much better than what he got. He was brilliant tonight. I love the way Doc played. But there is nothing there for the rest of the club. Like, when Doherty kicked that goal, I was like, okay, maybe that can spark up the boys. Nope. What can spark up the boys? What is the next thing for Carlton to just go, you know what? He scored a goal. Let's get around him. And now let's put the Jets on. Seriously. Now, I just want to point this out. We are a big club, all right? I'm not going to lie. We are a big club. But we have a small club mentality, all right? We are not a top full mentality team. I'm sorry. I know everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, we are. We've got a good list. Mate, yes, you can have a good list, but it's about the game plan. It's about putting the mentality, the winning mentality in the game, in their heads to make them better players and impact. That is what's about. And you know what? If boss says that, oh, I couldn't ask for better effort, mate, I couldn't be more prouder than us in like showing passion, giving so much to this club because we love this club. It's a real concern that the fans are more committed than some of the fucking players. I'm sorry, I have to swear because it's just mind-blowing to me. We've been rebuilding for 8 years and we have done nothing. We have done actually nothing. How can Adelaide, a team that's been rebuilding for 3 years, have flown past us?
Yeah.
That is bad. That is just terrible. Us Blues fans, we've been backing them in. We've been waiting. We've been absolutely going, you know what? We're going to back our team in. We're going to attend games. We're going to absolutely enjoy it. Like, we're going to make sure that no matter what happens, we're going to stick together. And that's why I'm glad that this channel exists so we can stick together through the hard times. But how long are we going to last until this team can finally go to making the finals, being a top 4 team, winning the flag? How long is that going to bloody happen? It's not about the future. It's about the now. We're looking at the now, okay? I'm sick and tired of fans saying that, oh, we won 16 flags. We want more than anyone else. I want more than that. I want the 17th flag. I want the 18th flag, the 19th flag. I want more from this club. I'm absolutely annoyed by this. And to be honest, the I can't expect is terrible. It's not good enough from us. It's bad.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on and sharing, mate. You make a lot of good points. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, man. And you know, like for your story on Blue Board, that made me go, wow, this is an inspirational story from you. And you know, like to represent like, you know, all the women against domestic violence and your terrible upbringing, and for you to create this channel for us is really inspirational. Seriously, man. Like, come on. It's not good enough.
It's not.
It's not really
good enough.
Anyway, man, go ahead. Go ahead. Bring on the next guy, man. Back it up next week. Let's hope we win. And, yeah.
Go have a good sleep,
man.
Lewis.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate you, mate.
See you, man.
See ya. Michael McDonald, $5. Does being a Carlton supporter qualify you for a therapy plan by default? Turned 35 last week, and I want to believe, but man, it's tough. Well, mate, firstly, happy birthday. Happy 35th. And secondly, I don't know when this whole ends, so we'll see. I'm just going to live in hope. All right, we've got a few more. We've got 7 more. Josh, let's do this. Let's make it quick.
It feels like it's worse than 2021, honestly. Like, just because the years have gone by now, we've gone through a whole process of bringing in a new coach. Our list is unreal. And, like, it just feels worse. My voice is gone. I yelled like a moron. I walked through the rain for them to turn up like that. Like, I'm just sick of it. Honestly, I've been so optimistic for the last few years, and now it's just I'm starting to hit that downhill slope. I just feel like it's never going to happen.
How old are you?
It's 20.
Mate, got a lot more of this to come, I promise.
Yeah. Mate, you know how you said there's going to be a documentary of you know, us winning a flag? It's going to be you recording until then. Mate, you might want to have to get your kids to do it because, mate, I don't think you or me are going to be around for it.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen. And one thing, you know, I just don't understand as well is like today we hit our club membership record, right? 88,000. It's like we're more passionate than them. They should take that from us. We care more than them. It's a joke. And look, as well with Vossi and all that, it's too early to get onto the whole, Saka coach thing. We've been down that route so many times, and look where it's gotten us. It's made no change because we haven't made finals. But you know what? Finals, this is where I also realize our mentality is shit. Good teams don't try and play finals, mate. They're thinking about the flag. We're talking about playing finals. That's the difference.
Yeah. Fair.
Anyways,
no more messages between you and I telling each other that this is going to be the win. This is going to be the win. We are tragic, mate. You and I.
Bro, I was so convinced. I was like, oh my God, the lid is going to go off.
Oh, that's right. The catchphrase was supposed to be the roof might be closed, but the lid is off. Well,
yeah,
mate,
that's all right.
The lid's never coming off. So,
mate, I'm gluing it on. I'm going to glue it on.
Yeah.
I'm never going to. Flaggers, that's erased from my vocab. Premiership, not allowed to say. Not going to happen. Fucking done. Good night, mate.
Thanks so much. Cheers. You guys are sickos. It's 1 a.m. and you're all still here. I fucking love you all. Felix Stone with the 5 says, gotta love you guys, but as a Collingwood fan, I would love for this rivalry to mean something in my lifetime. Good luck to you guys. Fuck. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All right. I got 5 more and then we're gonna wrap this up. It's fucking 1 a.m. Unbelievable. Tyler.
Hey Terry, how you going? It tells you a lot about Carlton if you got a order just coming on and just saying about the rivalry. That tells you something the way it's going.
You, Tom, Yusuf, Toby, and Jordan that are in the waiting room and have waited to come on, I just respect.
Yeah, look, I just wanted to ask one question. Do you feel last year we peaked too early?
Yeah.
I
think we were also very wounded as well by the end of it. I don't think the players had the bodies to play the game style. Question marks around management of them. Did we peak too early? Maybe, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Essendon in a way. They peaked very quickly and then they went very quickly as well. So, but I'll stick fast. But I feel like just in general, like the belief isn't there. Just there's no belief. Like players will say, "Oh, we can win this game," but do they truly believe it? That's the question. Like you can say, "Oh yeah, I believe we can win," but do you actually believe you can win? And I don't think that at the moment. Like Cherry's pretty much the only one out there having a good crack at it.
Yeah, we just haven't pushed through the next layer of evolution. We haven't hit it.
No, we haven't hit it. And it was very interesting because when my father went to go and watch the Adelaide game, I told you about that. At the open training session, he actually stood next to I can't remember. It was a Premiership Carlton player. I can't remember his name, but he said when he was looking at the team, he said, if I was out there right now, I'd be telling them to actually fucking work hard. Like it was just that mentality. It's that we're too soft, and it's that ability to not. It's just there's no ruthless aggression anymore. But then again, like we're not the 90s and all of that were. I never saw them. I was born in 95, 94, and I was 1 when we won the premiership. So I'd never saw a premiership in my entire life. The only premiership I ever saw was the NAB Cup, and that was it. So it goes to say like how much like we've been deprived of over the years. But I feel your pain, Terry. I really do, mate. I really do. But stick to it. You're doing a hell of a job, and see you next week.
Appreciate that, mate. You have a good night.
Yeah, you too. See you, Terry.
See ya. Tom, no, sorry, Yusuf.
Hey, mate, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How are you, man?
Yeah, good, man. I've just had enough. I don't know what to say. I'll try and keep it short because it's getting late. But just there's too many things wrong. Where I don't know where to get. I don't know where to start. There's too many things. I mean, there's just some specific examples from the game tonight that I can remember. I mean, Nick Newman. I just want to speak about him quickly. I thought he's had a good year, but there were a few things from tonight. One of them, like the elbow on Neil, like to his neck, like in front of goal. Like I don't know what he's doing there. Like seriously, like just off the ball. Absolutely no need for it. Yeah, you can be tough, but I thought that was stupid from him. And then another moment I thought was ridiculous where I think this summed up the game. He was 1-on-1 with Charlie Cameron, which I didn't like the matchup from the start of the game. I just thought he didn't have the pace and the speed to deal with him, and it ended up being proven true. But one moment where he got I think outmarked, or the ball fell in Cameron's lap in the goal square, and he just turned around and he gave up, and he started walking back, and Cameron just ran into the open goal, and he literally gave up. He just stopped going for it, and yeah, I thought that was ridiculous. And even Adam Sard as well today. I mean, there was a moment where he kicked it. I think he turned it over straight to Dunkley. He kicked it behind. He takes the kick in again, and then he kicks it out on the full. I think that just sums up like that. Even like one of our most reliable players, like him, just turning it over under no pressure. I'm not sure if you remember that moment where he had like back-to-back kick-ins where he just turned it over.
Sard?
Yeah.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic. And then he tried to like finesse the kick to Doc, and it was a little too high, and Dunkley marked it. Missed, but still. I think when Adam Sard's missing targets like that, you're fucked. Because he's the reliable one back there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But no, like, the thing is, like, yeah, there's too many things wrong. I mean, I thought, like, what's happened with Kennedy over the past few weeks is just ridiculous. I mean, you play him in a position where that's not his preferred position, where you play him off halfback, where obviously he's not. That's the last position I'd think you'd play him. He's got doesn't have the pace and dash of halfback. He's not the best kick in the world. You don't play him in his best position. He doesn't play that well, and then you drop him. I just think that it's just a complete joke. It's just a joke, and then you see him come on today as a sub, and you see the difference he makes. Like I can understand if we were a side like a Melbourne or a Collingwood where you got like a problem who to drop, but we're not in the position to drop Kennedy. Like, are we being serious right now? We're not in that position. We need his grunt in the midfield because just our midfield is. I mean, everyone's out of form. I mean, the only one I want to speak about is Chera. Again, sensational tonight. Had an amazing year, but everyone, just all the stars. I mean, like when I looked at our list, like before the year started, I was thinking like this is a top 4 list on paper. You know, the spine with the key forwards in the midfield and and Wiedering, Sard, Doherty, but like it's a top 4 list on paper, but they don't play like it. They don't. I just feel like these players, they're talented, but I just think that they don't have any hunger. They're happy with where they're at. They're just complacent. And I look at other teams and I see them like they always want to get better, always want to improve. But these players, like, I don't think they have that hunger and desire. And I know it might be hard, but like I remember you saying just earlier in one of the other fan cams that like you don't want us to be another year where we finish 9th and we're not competing. I honestly think it could be worse because if you think about it now, we're I don't know 6 or 7. I don't even know. And you look at the teams that are below us: Geelong, Western Bulldogs, I think Sydney. I mean, we could finish 11th or 12th this year. There are a lot of good teams this year. We could easily be finishing 11th or 12th. So yeah, I'm really worried. I'm really worried.
Yeah, fair. Well, all we can do is see what they dish up next week in the next. I mean, look, the next 4 to 6 weeks. Brisbane coming off a 4-game winning streak, playing good footy, good system, being in the top 4 multiple times over the last few years, premiership contender. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the annoying thing is, well, we weren't playing at the Gabba. Like Brisbane, I don't want to discredit them, but they're not that great away from home. I mean, Bulldogs.
Well, they were tonight.
Yeah, Bulldogs had 2 pathetic performances at the start of the year and went and beat them in round 3. So yeah, we're just a laughing stock at the moment, and I think he's going to stay that way for a while.
Yeah. Fair. Well, Yusuf, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you waiting.
No worries. Hope you have a quick night. See you later, mate.
See you, brother. All good with the 15 says it's past 1 a.m. Yeah. I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish these 4 and then I'm going to pass the fuck out, mate. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this to exhaustion. Tom.
Terry, man, lovely to talk to you. Thanks for staying up.
Thank you for staying up, mate. Thanks for waiting.
Well, I admit I came in hot to the waiting room, and I think everybody said most of the things that I wanted to say. But I think I can end the night on a bit of positivity, which is I'm sitting here next to my 4-year-old son Henry, who's asleep at the moment. And parents out there of a 4-year-old will know that he's entered the question stage. He's constantly asking questions. And we sat and watched that game. And while I watched the Blues disappoint me, admittedly, he asked a lot of questions about Carlton. And I got into Carlton because my dad went for Carlton, and he's on the couch asleep wearing a Carlton jumper. And I just want everybody who's still watching this to know that, it's not all about wins and losses. So it's Carlton gives me more than just what happened tonight. It was a very rewarding experience watching the footy with my little son.
They're the moments you cherish, the memories you cherish.
Yeah, it was very nice. And I look forward to a lot more than that. Look, I will also say that I thought it was a bit of a weird call to drag Lewis Young at the end. That was my one thing that I don't think we've discussed. That's, I heard some of the people were saying that he wasn't playing that well, but it felt like a bit of a Hail Mary to me. I didn't think that was like an expert use of the sub.
Yeah, it seemed like a bit of a reaction to the error. I can't even imagine being Vossi, honestly, to have to publicly defend the boys because you're loyal to them, and then to watch them consistently turn the ball over the way they do. Oh God, I feel for him. I really do. I really do. I know people have come on and questioned the coach and, what's the game plan? And maybe the game plan doesn't allow the players to execute the kicks the way that we want them to. But I think I'm done giving the players excuses,
Yeah.
Like they're adults. They're not teenagers anymore for the most part. There are a couple out there. I thought the teenagers did all right. I think Ollie Hollands was pretty solid tonight, for example. But these senior guys who are supposed to be leading the way, when they're letting us down, it's hard to expect the rest to pick up for them,
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I feel like a lot's been said, but I'm confused about where the group's going. I will say, but I don't know. I mean, they could change my mind next week, I suppose. I'm still going to watch, and they can convince me with a different performance, I suppose.
Takes one win for us to jump back on board, that's for sure. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens next week.
Lovely to talk to you, Terry, mate. I love the channel. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. You have a good night. Oh, by the way, let me just check something. We had 1,000 people watching tonight. Guys, we need 606 more subs to 10K. If you're not subscribed and you're still watching, please hit the subscribe button. All right, who we got? 2 more, Toby, then Jordan. Toby.
Hey, Tez, how are you, Matt?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, tired, but, I'm still here, Matt. I'm still here. So I've stayed up. I thought we were not great tonight. It's time to start playing like an actual football club that we can be, because these performances are starting to make our fans upset, and we need to start seeing some success because we've waited way too long, and enough is enough. Enough is enough. Because, Terry, I mean, if we keep putting in performances like that, I agree with some people that have come on tonight. We could finish where we should be, and that could be not where we want to be. And like tonight, like at one stage, like who was on their number 23? Who was prepared to go over to him and go, okay, if he's my man, I'll look after him. I'll go with him for the rest of the game and I'll watch him like glue. You got to stick to your... What we should do at Carlton is walk up to your man at the start of the game and go, all right, what number does he wear? What number? And fucking know it for the rest of the game. I'm serious, Terry. Because tonight was embarrassing. That was shit. To be honest, absolute crap. And I mean, I've been a Carlton supporter all my life, but that was just, freaking woeful. Like,
yeah, it was.
Did we shit the bed again?
We just didn't get it done again.
No,
against
we did not.
Against the top 4 side.
Exactly.
We're still 4 goals away from a top 4 side. It literally has been the same since 2019. Yeah.
When are we going to get better?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
It's the question that we all have to ask. And if we put in a performance like that against the Dogs next week, see you later. See you later. They will towel us up.
Yeah.
And we will get... And I don't want to be sitting here doing this next weekend, Terry, with you and going, what did I say? What did I say? Because it hurts. It really hurts.
Neither do I. Last week was like a no pressure game. Didn't feel any stress. Probably prepared us all for this week, if anything. So
exactly.
Maybe we'll show up. That's what we'll do, mate. We'll show up next Saturday night. Be watching the game, whether we're at the game, watching on TV, jump on the fan cams, mate. The cycle continues until I don't know when, but we'll keep going until we can't go anymore.
We'll keep going until we have to just stay positive and it will turn. It will turn. I believe that. But we just got to stay positive, Matt. And you guys, all of you, don't see this as a downer because it's not, Matt. This will turn. It will be our time. But if we stay patient, it will come. Those things, good things come for those who wait.
Yeah. Well, we've been waiting, so I look forward to it. Thanks a lot, Toby.
Bye, Matt. All right. See you, Matt.
See you, mate. Jordan, Mr. Glick.
Yes. Hi, mate.
Good, mate. 1 a.m., 1:15.
Bit crazy. Did you end up staying the game or did you leave early?
No, I was there. I was there to the final siren. I don't leave. No. I don't leave before siren. Never have, never will. I actually was sitting on level 2, and then I wanted to go sit on level 1 where where my housemate was. So then we would leave together because we arrived at the game together but didn't sit together. And then I was like, I don't want to get out of my seat because I don't want to be seen to be walking out because I'm not walking out to leave. So I just sat there until the siren. It was funny.
Yeah, no, I left early for the first time in my life. I've been the
Oh wow,
years.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no, it just got me to the point. But it's a bit extreme. But maybe is it just as simple as we have the most overrated list in the comp? Could it just be that? Like, it could just be like, obviously we've got our 6 All Australians and A grades. It could just be like, there's them 6, a few players that have potential, and 30 duds is just as simple as that. Like, we've just. Because look at it, like we finished 9th last year, right? And least just shows that the club was pretty. What off like on-field acquisitions did we get? Great, we got Blake Acres, who's all right, like he's a B grade winger. But you look at your Geelongs, they won the flag. They went and got Tanner Brewer, Jack Bowes, Ollie Henry. Melbourne, they go and get Grundy and Hunter. Brisbane, who we played tonight, they finished top 4. They went and got Dunkley. They went and got Gunston. They went and got McKenna. They were just as simple as we've just overrated this list. This is what they're capable of. I really think this list has been through 3 coaches now. I just think I honestly don't put a lot of onus on Voss for this. I just think when the players play on instinct, they just don't know what to do. It's like maybe just majority of them don't have footy IQ. Majority of them don't know what to do when it's fast. That's why we play this slow, boring game. So they're just purely not capable and overrated the list.
That's the fear. That's my deepest fear. I think is that.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe that. I'm very big on that. My brother's a Collingwood supporter, and he's a bit of a devil's advocate. He's told me that for a while. Like all these premiership contenders went and made a lot of list changes. We were pretty content with just getting Acres, and that's it. Maybe it's just as simple as we've got a 10 to 12th best list in the comp, and that's what they're capable of, unfortunately. So questions need to start being asked of the list. I think, I just think it's as simple as that, unfortunately.
Yeah, got a lot of guys unavailable a lot.
Yeah, because we can't just swing the axe on Voss, and I think they won't at the end of the year either. I think it's just got to get players through the door who are up to this modern game of footy. Because Voss is not dumb. Every coach knows you have to play fast. Maybe it's just as simple as these players simply can't. But then it's like when they play slow, they can't even hit a target. So it's like, what game style can we play? What's our brand? It's just, I don't know, mate. It's a hard one. But
it's a hard one.
It seems like it's round 8 and it's already a write-off. And it's just like, we're already thinking of what we're doing at the end of the season. So it's just like, just disappointing. And it's sad because people have said this list is on a ticking time bomb. It's like Cripper's getting old, Charlie and Harry are 26, 27 now. It's like it's only 3-4 more years and they're past their prime. So it's scary. It's getting really, really scary. But
and mala sort, mate.
And mal, I agree. What can you do?
What can you do? What to do?
Yeah.
You go to the Blitz bar. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways,
mate, good to see you. I'll see you at some point, and take care of yourself.
You too. See you, mate. Have a good one.
See you, mate.
Cheers.
We're done. That's it. Welcome, the Booze Hound. Thomas, thank you very much. It's very kind. All right, that's 2 hours and 2 minutes. I feel better, definitely. How can you not? You just got to get it out. That's what this is all about. Getting around each other, getting together, just letting it all out, trying to make sense of it, and then, surprise, surprise, the sun will rise tomorrow, and we'll move on. I don't know. Not much is making sense. The lack of progression does not make sense consistently. Does not make sense. They are working hard. They're not working hard. I refuse to believe they're not working hard. Are they working smart? I don't know. Are they doing extras? I don't know. But I refuse to believe that they're not working hard. So maybe it'll just click. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Anyway, thanks to everybody that tuned in. Those of you that are still watching and that have been here for the beginning, you're sickos. I'm also a sicko, so I respect it. And, the show will go on. Have a good night. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. And see you tomorrow for the review and the player ratings at some point as well. See you guys.